What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Lazy Lightsaber back at it again for another one right here, and today we're discussing Zelda. Yes, Zelda. The video you're about to see, we've all seen it. But before we dive into this prediction video, I want you to go ahead and remember to like this video, like other videos on my channel. Make sure you go back and watch that archive I got. I've got quite a couple of good videos you guys might want to check out. Don't forget to comment below if you agree or disagree and let me know why. Just don't talk shit. Please provide some constructive opinions and criticisms below. Now, this video that we're about to get into, you've seen the trailer a million times, right? Breath of the Wild 2, the sequel, aka Dark Tombs. That's what they say. I don't know how true that is, but anyways, they say that the game is going to be called Breath of the Wild Dark Tombs, but that's not why we're here. We're here to discuss what we've seen. There's been a lot of prediction videos around the web, and you can find hundreds of them on YouTube. I'm looking at this though from a different angle. So you're probably saying to yourself, Lazy, what possible different angle do you have to this video that other people don't have? Simple. I think even though the game is clearly a sequel, because it says it at the end, sequel to Breath of the Wild, I think the clip that we're watching was of a prequel, or better yet, something that happened in the past before. I'm talking about like the original story where they say 10,000 years ago the Calamity Ganon was defeated by Link and all the divine beasts together into one, right? They all beat them together collectively. Why do I say that? Well, one, everybody wants to comment on Zelda's hair, and I've been there before, and I said hair is something you can change, that can be changed from day to day. One day a person can have a certain hairstyle or haircut, and the next day or in a couple of months the hair grows back, hairstyle is different, right? But maybe her hair is different because it's in a different time frame, more so the past. The second thing, the beast, the animal they're riding on, I did not see that animal throughout the entire game of Breath of the Wild. If you've seen that elephant rhinoceros looking thing and I just freaking completely missed it, let me know in the comments below. But there is a place where you might have missed it, that it may have appeared, but it appeared in bones. When you play this game, there's a lot of dead animals, a lot of bones that are left in the ground of large creatures that have died, some bigger, some smaller. So what if this is actually a prehistoric beast that existed in ancient times of Hyrule that no longer exists? Which brings me into my second reasoning for believing this is something that happened a long ass time ago. This animal is nowhere to be seen. I've seen them all: deers, bears, dragons, horses, but I've never seen that elephant thing that's going on. So what if this is something from back before Breath of the Wild, and it's just leading you into the sequel because it's giving you maybe some backstory of something you may have missed? You have to remember, during Breath of the Wild, the entire game is basically showing you snapshots of what happened 100 years before. But what if this goes back even further? What if what we're seeing is just a clip of something that happened way back in the days? Because the entire game is just snapshot after snapshot, memory after memory of stuff that happened 100 years ago, when Zelda was having difficulty unlocking her power, right, and failed to do so, causing in the Calamity Ganon defeating all of the guardians, etc. So what if this is something that happened way back? Because I haven't seen that beast anywhere throughout the entire game. I rewinded that scene over and over again just to see try to get a good look at that beast, and I could not remember seeing that throughout the entire game. But maybe in some bones, just maybe, that's where that rests. Maybe that beast is no longer around, it's extinct, right? And maybe that's the reason why what we're actually watching is something that happened even before Breath of the Wild. The reincarnated versions, but the previous versions, the ones from back in the day, like 10,000 years ago, when the shit actually worked. And what if then after that, like that scene is just from that time frame? So I'm definitely thinking that's where this is coming from. I could be wrong, you know, I definitely could be. This could be actually something in the future, definitely. Those theories are out there as well. But that's what I'm saying, where my theory is a little different from, you know, everybody else's that's making theories out here. The second thing, at the end of the clip, the castle rises, and people think, well, the castle's gonna just rise a bit. We don't know that, because the clip ends at that point, and then it goes back to the scene where you see like the little green lines. That castle could keep just rising and rising into the air and just kind of float there, and then like Princess Zelda is trapped in Hyrule Castle up in the air. The one thing that you also don't see, you don't see shrines, and you don't see the towers. Where are those? Maybe because the clip happened back in the day. I don't know. That's just my kind of whole little theory about that, you know, because I kept on thinking, these shrines, what happens to them? The towers, why are they not there? Whether they just go around chopping these things down? Not likely. Did the towers recede back into the ground? Well, there's a thought. Maybe they could have. Maybe. But I'm not sure, because even though some shrines rise, there were a lot of other shrines that were already there in place, locked, that people couldn't access. Because even in the snapshots previously to that, 100 years ago, Zelda is going basically from shrine to shrine, trying to activate these shrines, and she's struggling because she can't do so, right? So now they're gone. I mean, it takes a lot of work to remove something like that, especially in that time frame, you know. And there's a lot of them, a shit ton of them, throughout the entire Hyrule. And they're just not just gonna go around just demolishing this thing. That doesn't even fucking make sense. So that's what leads me to believe that that clip is of something that happened a long time ago, or something that happens really further in the future. Maybe time travel comes back to this Zelda. Or maybe not necessarily time travel, but time shift, you know? I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, right? But the way you're kind of going back and forth in between a certain time frame, but not something that you're gonna travel back millions of years ago. Maybe you're just shifting between 10 and 15 years apart, or maybe 5 or 10 years, right? It's not like Ocarina of Time, where you're basically, you know, you're in this tomb for like 10, 20 years, 15 years, you're a kid and you become a man. Obviously, he's already a man in this one, so he can't go back to being a kid. So he's not going back, he's kind of shifting between the adult time frame, right? And let me know what you guys think. This is straight up theory, like, I don't know shit, right? But I'm just trying to piece these parts together, and that's what it seems like is going on. I'm not sure though. It's hard. Those bastards at Nintendo didn't give us a lot. They barely gave us a little bit. People have been trying to decode this goddamn video since it came out, and nobody can't decode it. They don't know shit. Until Nintendo decides to show us just a little bit more, to add a couple more pieces, and it's probably going to even confuse us even more, because then we'll have more questions than answers. We might have some answers to that video, but we'll have more questions about the overall story of what's going on. So I'm definitely thinking, though, this has a possibility of being something that happened a long time ago, hence the change in the hairstyle of Zelda, and hence there not being any towers or shrines and the castle lifting up, right? And we don't know if it stops there or if the thing keeps lifting up in the air. We don't know, as the video shifts to a different scene at that point. But those are my predictions. Let me know in the bottom of this video if you agree, if you disagree with this little theory. And we're still waiting on a direct to show us something. We just had a direct mini, and that's all we got. They didn't show any new really big titles coming on. It's a little worrisome for me because I was expecting this game, the sequel, to come out this year to be Nintendo's big splash. Doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. E3, well, there is none, but around that time frame, hopefully we'll have a huge direct, or maybe before or a little after, kind of focusing on the big title that's hitting the shelves this holiday season, you know, to keep the Switch relevant, to keep it competing, you know, to have a game that's basically a system seller. And to have a game to be a system seller, you either need a new Mario, a new Zelda, or that's pretty much it. Because even Metroid, even though a lot of people want that game, the game's not a console seller. People don't be like, oh my gosh, I have to get the Switch because Metroid Prime 4 is out. No, the people that usually buy that, I'm not saying that there's not people out there like that. I'm just saying they're very small in number, and your Switch fans are the ones that are going to go, that already have Nintendo Switches, are the ones that are going to go buy a Metroid Prime 4. They're not necessarily going to go buy the Switch just because Metroid Prime 4 came out on the Switch. But people will go buy a Nintendo Switch because a new Breath of the Wild has come out, or a new mainline 3D Mario has come out. But anyways, like I said before, let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. Hit that like button as well if you're enjoying my content. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell button somewhere down there so you don't miss any new videos that I post on YouTube. I'm out. You guys be easy and stay safe.